Well, hey there, Alan. Okay, we are starting to see a big buyer pullback in this market.
Everybody out, pull back.
So how is that affecting prices here? And buyers, how have these interest rates affected your purchasing power compared to the market from earlier this year? Well, we are going to talk about all of that and more for the local real estate market right here in Allen. So keep watching. Hi, I'm Jennifer Shannon. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams serving the Allen area, and I love to be your resource for all things real estate. And part of that is updating you each month on what is happening right here in our local market. So prices dropped for the second month in a row in Allen, and it was a 6.7% drop from the month before. Now, if you are reading local news, you might have seen some of these headlines, like this one. About 45% of DFW home sellers slashed their asking prices in July. And this one, Dallas-Fort Worth, only U.S. housing market where home sales dropped. Sounds a little interesting. So I just want to point out that I did see this coming. See, in June's market update, I predicted we would likely see month-over-month shifts in pricing. Take a look. And I believe it is possible that we will see month-over-month shifts in pricing due to the lightened demand. And this is evidenced by so many houses dropping their price on the MLS. But overall, our year-over-year growth is still going to be strong. So don't be alarmed that this is actually happening, because when we look at year-over-year sales data, we're still going incredibly strong. Our average sales price is up 23.4% year-over-year. And we're seeing this month-over-month price drop because people just aren't offering over asking like they once were. And that was driving the prices so high. So again, it's not that prices are necessarily going backward. It's just that people aren't offering these crazy over asking amounts. In July of 2022, homes sold at 1.6% over list. In April 2022, that was our peak, and homes sold for 14.3% over list. So it means on average, people were offering over $78,000 over the asking price. And now with interest rates at 5.55% and 0.8% in fees and points, the latest data from the Mortgage Bankers Association says that applications for mortgages were down 21% from where they were a year ago. So clearly buyers are pulling back. And this is interesting to me because of how the math of the market today compares with the market that we just finished. So let's go back to the market of just a few months ago. If you made an offer on a home in Allen that was listed for $550,000, here's how that math worked out for you. So we have the list price of $550,000. You had to pay $78,000 over asking to get it, plus $3,500 in closing costs for the seller. You also were not getting a lot in seller repairs. So if rates were at 4.5%, your monthly principal and interest payment would have been a little over $2,500, plus the extra $81,500 you had to bring to the table. Now let's say you live in that house for 7 years. If you take that $81,500 and divide it into those 7 years, that is an extra $970 a month to the cost of that home that you're paying. So that brings this scenario to a little over $3,500. But if you took a house at today's average sales price of $637,967 and know that folks are paying just 1.6 over asking, it means list price was a little over $627 for that. So that comes out to a list price of $627, $10,000 over asking, and then zero paid closing costs. So, and you're also able to negotiate repairs now. So this puts you at a payment of $2,868. And if you average out that $10,047 over the next 7 years, that's an additional $120 a month. So the total for this scenario is just shy of $3,000. That's over $500 better than the scenario from earlier this year. Now, let's say you're able to make appraisal and finance that amount over asking that you had to pay. You still have to put 20% down of this amount as additional cash at closing. So when you look at the first scenario with your $15,600 plus $3,500 in closing costs, you're out of pocket an additional $19,100. And in the second scenario, you're just bringing $2,010 more to closing. So if you are a buyer who has been sitting out of this market because of interest rates, well, the numbers might actually not be as bad as you thought. Plus, you have so many more options to choose from in a house than you would have before. So we can look at this for your individual situation and see what the actual financial picture looks like for you. Now, with all that said, let's take a look at the market today here in Allen. For this data, I am looking at single-family home sales for the city of Allen, and these numbers are based on sales from July. The average sales price was down to $637,967, but that's up 23.4% from a year ago. New listings actually went down this month to 164 homes, but still an 11.8% increase from last year. The overall number of homes for sale did go up month over month because things are just taking more time to sell. And it also took a big leap from last year, and we currently have 182 homes for sale. We're still well below our pre-COVID level of inventory though, when we had 425 homes for sale in July of 2019. We now have 1.7 months of inventory. In July of 2019, we had 3.5 months of inventory. The time it takes for a home to go under a contract is at an average of 15 days. In July 2019, it took an average of 48 days before homes went under contract. Our average sales price per square foot went down from last month and is now at $225 a square foot, but still up 20.3% from last year. And the amount homes are selling for over asking price has dropped for the third month in a row and is now at 101.6% of the asking price. This means more sellers are negotiating. So, what is the takeaway? Well, for these last few months, I have liked looking at our pre-COVID numbers because if you take the last 2 years out of the mix and compare 2022 to 2019, you'll see that we're actually not that far off from that market, but we're actually better. Our inventory is lower, homes are still selling faster, and prices are still really strong for sellers. You know, on these videos, I have been getting a lot of flack because I am constantly pro-buying and pro-selling. And yep, lately that has definitely been the case because the numbers are strong for both parties. And if you look at DFW with our great job market and overall affordability compared to a lot of other popular places, it's attracting a lot of people. So with more demand, prices just don't get lower. And now there are ways to negotiate deals to help ease a buyer's fear of maybe paying too much, whether it be on the overall sales price or with financing. So if you are thinking of buying or selling in this market, let's talk. If you are a seller, you can attend one of my upcoming home selling webinars. In this webinar, we are going to talk about what it takes to sell your home in this market. I'll give you a clear picture about the expectations that buyers have of sellers right now, and I'll give you insight as to how to get even more out of the sale of your home, because there is now way more to it than just putting your home on the MLS and picking your price. So we're also going to answer the question that a lot of sellers have right now, and that's, should you list now or should you wait? So just visit homesellingwebinar.com and sign up for this upcoming virtual home selling webinar. It's free and online, so it's super simple. And you can also skip the webinar and contact me directly about selling your home. We've also added home staging to our services now, and we're excited to share how much of a difference that's making for sellers in this shifting market. Now for buyers, I've got one for you too. You can contact me directly about buying your home in the Allen area or attend one of my upcoming free home purchase webinars. We're going to talk about what to expect in this market as a buyer. We'll also talk about where you can start on negotiating offers and where we're getting big wins. We'll discuss the process from a lending side, talk about the true cost of buying, and I will answer the question most buyers are asking right now, which is, should you wait to see if prices come down before you buy? So visit homepurchasewebinar.com to get registered for this also free online webinar. And of course, you can always reach out to me directly by phone or text at 214-803-4444 or email me at jshannon@kw.com. Well, that is all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to updating you next month on the Allen real estate market. Bye now.